Just like Kenny Rogers said, know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, and know when to run. So,
That's cute.
yeah,
That was all Leslie's idea. She's clever like that.
I'm kind of hokey like that. Anyhow, you got to see the humor in some of these situations because they can become tiring at times. And sometimes we have such emotionally invested jobs, and we work so hard to be taken seriously and to do our jobs well, that it can become tiring or frustrating when we have to advocate for ourselves on a frequent basis. But understanding that when we do, ultimately it's helping the people that we serve who are oftentimes in a vulnerable situation. And so by looking at and keeping in mind the hold 'em, know when to hold them kind of idea, the idea that monitoring something in a situation is easier when we're engaged with that person or group who's misrepresenting. And what I mean by that is that we know somebody has misrepresented us in the past. So if we're in that local area, we'll probably check in from time to time. Hey, how you doing? Or, you show up at their presentation, and it just shows them that you're still around. And so they might be more careful to not misrepresent themselves. Or sometimes when we volunteer to be on that advisory board, that kind of got us a little bit angry that they were saying they were doing music therapy. By being on their advisory board, we have the chance to educate them, and never know what possibilities might exist for job growth or access to services if we can put aside, our own stuff. If we do a presentation at the next conference that they have, or market our skills to even be a paid consultant, it's great that you're using a music approach to help increase quality of life. I understand it's not music therapy. Would you consider bringing me on in the future to do some music therapy and then teach you how you can make your volunteer visits better, or something like that? So in all of those things, those are all ways that we can hold them and potentially grow them. And then always we want you to contact your rep. And this is where you would step in and contact your regional representative just to keep them in the loop, let them know. That way you can show that you have kind of this systematic process of keeping track of your contacts with the body that's misrepresenting. So when you fold them or walk away, and we put those two together because sometimes we do have to fold and we have to walk away, because in those situations where the conversation isn't productive, perhaps they're disingenuous with us, or we're feeling disingenuous, or there's some sort of disrespect, more than likely you're not going to solve much of anything. And it's time to either for yourself save face or allow them to just cool off and maybe take it in. But also engage your regional professional advocacy committee rep, because they can help guide you through. They've had a lot of practice going into situations such as this, and when we have the experience of handling these situations, we get better at it with more and more practice. And so we can coach you through the difficult situations. We can let you know what you might use in the future with this particular situation. Or maybe it might be something where we have a handoff, where you hand off to the regional rep, and then the regional rep steps in and tries to, based on the situation, step in and do the next level of advocacy. And the last, know when to run, is when the issue is of a national or a serious type of a concern, and that's where the professional advocacy committee might elevate it up to Emily and I, where we might write letters because we're national co-chairs, or we may make the determination to go ahead and refer to AMTA, and they may issue a letter if it's something truly serious.